Hi, Kristie. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for being on. So, if you could start by telling us in your own words who you are and what do you do? That's a big
Uh,
question.
I know, and it's complicated because it's
Yes.
ever unfolding, honestly. So I am first and foremost a mother of two. I have a 3 and a 6-year-old, and so that takes up a lot of my time. But in my spare time, I have just recently launched an energy collective, I'm calling it, which is really a space, but also an idea. It's called Mana Energy Collective, and Mana is a Polynesian word for your creative personal power. And so it's all about empowerment. And so this space is really about harnessing your energy and unleashing your power. And so I want to bring people together in a space and also in kind of like a theoretical way um, to really focus on their spirituality, their mental health, building community, and also being business minded, because I feel like it's not okay to mix those four things. In other areas, and I really haven't found other people who are doing this. By way of background, I used to kind of work in the corporate world. I started my life as an investment banker, which is like a very big departure from an energy healer, which is what I am
Yes.
now. Um, and that was right out of college during the financial crisis. And I worked in commercial mortgage-backed securities, which is like what was taking everything down. Um, and then I worked in HR for 10 years in the corporate America, like financial services world. So so I wanted to not lose that piece of me that was business minded, but then I really want to help people understand that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to bring some spirituality into it, and the importance of community, which I think a lot of us really realized during COVID how important that is. I think that's how a lot of us got through it. And I wanted to have a physical space because I'm really zoomed out, to be honest. And I wanted to bring people together to gather and to do a lot of that together. So that's my pitch, I guess. Yeah, it's long.
No, I love that. I wish I had something like that around here because, yeah, those four areas, if I feel like those are the four areas I always focus on. And if one of them's off, it actually
Mhm.
affects the other three too. So they're
Yeah,
all connected.
I know. It's like it's taking the whole body, mind, and spirit further, because people think of those as like things that you have to do solo, but this is more of like bringing it into a community focus and then also making it a little more tangible, I think.
Yes. Oh, that's so great. We
Mhm.
need more places like that.
I know. Well, my pipe dream is that like we will have one in every city, or like,
Yes.
there'll be like I'm calling it like a Reiki spa or something like that, in like every Marriott in every city. But you gotta start somewhere.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, because I'm with you. I'm kind of zoomed out. I want like more in-person events.
Yeah, we've been having some amazing events here, and we have things where we get together and do like vision boards. So I do Reiki and intuitive guidance, and I'm also a sound healer. So we have like group sound healing events. We really just have like fun events where like mom entrepreneurs get together and share. We did something on TikTok the other night because none of us know how to do TikTok, so it's really funny, like how to go viral. How to go viral in like an oopsie kind of way. um, and all of us are like, I don't even know how to open up this app, like so we just like to have a lot of fun. The number one. Mhm.
Oh, yes, fun. We don't have enough fun in our lives. I feel as adults, like all of a sudden, you're not supposed to have fun anymore.
I know. And part of my place too is like it's a play space for moms. So you know how they have all those places where like you could pay $15 and your kids run around. So here too, there's like 7 rooms, and there's rooms where you can just journal, there's rooms where you can color, there's rooms where you can just paint, and like I don't care if you throw it out after, it's all about the process. There's like a living room, stickers are free, you can write on the walls. Like it's kind of like a play space for moms, because like play is so important to like your mental health, everything, and nobody really spends enough time playing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Now I want to come even more. I get to color on the walls. I haven't
Yeah,
done that.
I want people to put like their favorite quotes on the walls.
Yes.
So yeah, wish I could give you a little tour, but
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'll get there one day. I am going to come visit. So I know that you have been working on like putting yourself out more as your business grows and having your face out there, which is really important for a business. So what are some of the fears that have kind of been holding you back of using your voice and putting yourself out there?
So for me, it's like, I was gonna say twofold, but it's really it's multifaceted. I think because I'm transitioning careers and identities almost, like really finding myself throughout this career transition and becoming more of myself through, leaving corporate America and going into this business, it's a bit of, I want to say we kind of all suffer from imposter syndrome, right? It's like you want to say what you have to say, but you're nervous because you're like, who am I to say this? Or, people are saying this already and maybe their ideas are better than mine, or they're more authentic, or they're better researched. Or, there's even that fear, like, what if I'm challenged? What if I'm saying something that's wrong? So I think it's a fear, right? People have a fear of putting themselves out there and like all of a sudden being that expert. And so realizing that you don't have to be an expert to start putting yourself out there has been something that's really important for me to realize. And then also I think like owning yourself and like claiming your power, or your mana, as I call it, is important for you to really kind of take your business and your how do you call it, your presence to the next level. Like I have never been someone who's want to be like in the forefront. I've always like struggled with my body image and all that stuff. And like part of it and this whole movement is for me to be like finding my joy and my happiness. And that is like separate from a lot of external things and like societally valued things. And so like I've been everything from like a size 4 to a size 18 and have never been happy. Right. So it's just realizing that you're worth it and you are the party, you're the best show in town. Like you're not missing anything. Like you don't have to be a certain size or a certain, whatever, to put yourself out there and start claiming your joy. And so, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to work on. And I want to put myself out there and have a podcast and like do all the great things. And I think it's time.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, I always tell people, I'm like, so what if somebody else is saying what you're saying? Somebody is going to resonate with you the way that you
Right.
say it, your story, your unique view on it. It's going to be different, even if it's the same message, just it's coming from you and you're different.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is like hard. I think that's hard for a lot of people to
Mhm.
claim. And then as I have been embracing more of this energy work and learning more and meeting more people, I have also realized that like our culture and even myself have operated more in the divine masculine for so long, which is more about like taking the other one down and competition, and like there can only be one and the best one rises to the top. And I'm working really hard and also with my clients on really embracing the divine feminine. And so it's like we're not human doings, we're human beings, with number
Yes.
one, right? So embracing all of that and just like really being who you are. And in terms of the collaboration, the more of us who are sharing what we have to say and our unique perspectives, like you said, the more it's going to resonate with someone. And I know that my voice isn't going to resonate with everybody, but it will resonate with the people that it's supposed to resonate with. So the more of us who are activated and speaking and are out there and are claiming our truth, then the more people who get to benefit from that. And so there's just like room for all of us, which
Yes.
I didn't see that before, and I'm feeling better about it now.
Yes, there are plenty. There is
Yeah.
plenty of room for everybody. Yes. Oh, I love that so much. So I know you thinking of writing a book and having a podcast that you want to create. And I feel like we get so excited about these like new adventures that we want to do. And then that little voice starts creeping in again. So what are some things that you do to help like overcome the fear and overcome that inner critic?
So I have a really good friend who started helping me a couple of years ago and teaching me about imperfect action. And so I am a recovering perfectionist. And I think that perfection is the what do they say? Perfection is the perfection is the enemy of done, right?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
so yeah, like, where am I going with this? Perfection is the enemy of done. And so, and also comparison is the thief of joy, right? So
Yes.
these are the two things that that I tell myself all the time. And it's like, just get something out there, like just get something out there. So with the book and with like hopefully this podcast that I have working, it's like just get it out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it's gonna get better.
Yes.
So I want everything to be great on the first take, and it's just like not gonna be. I like literally was that kid in school when we used to take notes longhand who used to like cross out something, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do the whole page over if there was a cross out, you know? And I think a lot of us were in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, I don't even think they take notes anymore. It's like Siri takes the notes or something. I don't so hopefully the kids these days are recovering from that. But right now I'm just like, okay, sit down and write something, even if it's not perfect. Just get some words on the page, like get something done. Or even like an Instagram post, like if I'm feeling called to share something, like I'll just share it. And if it feels vulnerable or uncomfortable, I'm like, that means it's probably good.
Yes.
So I'll just do it anyway. I guess my advice is just do it anyway.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be perfect, and just do it.
Yeah, because if your first try is as good as like your 100th try, then you're not growing and learning, which is the whole purpose of doing things.
I know. And what I'm realizing too is that like my first try is going to be so much different than my 100th try, because like even when I started this journey, like I started Mana in October and now we're in January. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, where are we? We're in June. We're in June. I feel like I've been learning and growing so much. And so I know so much more now. So I couldn't have known what I know now. Right. So
Yes.
it's just like my techniques may be getting better or worse or whatever it is, but like also the knowledge is different.
Yes.
And so it's so nice to see the journey of just kind of like, if you hadn't put it out there or hadn't started, then that wouldn't have been cataloged and you wouldn't be able to look back and be like, oh
Yes.
wow, look
Look
how
how far I've come.
much,
Yeah.
look how far I've come. Which is beautiful, I think. And in terms of the book, like my book, I think I'm working on it, but a lot of it is going to be journal entries that I did from 2009, which was like my absolute dark night of the soul, where I just was having like the hardest time, like left my job. I was like, what am I going to do now? I really just didn't know. I couldn't figure it out. I really didn't know who I was because I was pretending for so long. And now I'm in such a better place and in such a different place. And it's such a beautiful place. And like I showed up to that journal when it was dark and when I didn't know, and I still wrote it down. And so I kind of want to share that with people just to give them a little bit of hope that if you just keep on showing up to the journal, or if you keep on showing up in life and like just have faith, it can work out and it could be really beautiful. And so I just feel like I'm called to share that kind of thing.
That's a beautiful message. Yes. I love that. So I know we talked about how you combine spirituality, mental health, business, and community. So
Mm-hmm.
I would love it if you could give the listeners maybe some tips on how we can, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like connect all four, but like incorporate all of them so that I know there's no such thing as balance, but just like, how do we like incorporate all of that in our life? It sounds very like a lot.
No, I know it does. And honestly, it's just what I call radical authenticity. So it's just showing up as yourself in every aspect of your life. And I always say, do you know how many people are crying in the bathroom at work? And it's so funny, like it's actually not funny, but it is so common where you talk to a woman and you're like, oh no, I just like, I was just crying in the bathroom. I just go and cry and like, that's my stall, the second stall. And then I like go back to work. And and there's so many spiritual and motivational leaders out there like Brene Brown and everybody who says like embrace vulnerability and this and that, and they're trying to like soften our culture. And we're just not there yet, right? So my whole thing is that like when people come to Mana, they know that like they might cry, they might laugh. Like when they come and sit on the green couch in the living room, like they're probably going to share or overshare things with me. And it's okay, because like I want you to show up as your whole self. all the time and not be embarrassed about it. Like if you're having financial problems, like let's talk about it. Like there's no taboo subject because people hide so much of themselves and then it impacts them. It's like people have to put on this pretty facade all the time. And it ends up impacting, like they have to perform, right? So it's like I have to be this version of myself with one group of friends, this version of myself at work, this version of myself with my nana, like this version of
Yes.
myself with my mother-in-law. And it gets really exhausting. And I know I was really tired. And so now I just don't do that. And even like the question, how are you? Like I learned late in life that like people are really not asking how you are. They're just like, how are you? And you're just supposed to be like, I'm good. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just tell them how you are next time. Just
Yeah.
they asked. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think, try to do what feels good in all situations and don't apologize for it. Just own it.
Yes. Oh, I love that you give that space too, to just come and be yourself. Cause I do feel we wear so many hats and we're constantly taking them off and putting them on, and just to like have no hat, just be who you are.
Yeah, or I love that. I was gonna say one hat, but you're right. No hats, no hats. But I love hats. Like
Yeah.
if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I'm constantly wearing hats. I'm always in a backwards baseball cap, but yes, wear one hat or no hats. And just be yourself. It's just easier. And that's just not something that we're taught. At
Mhm.
least I wasn't taught that.
No, definitely not in this world. You're taught to suppress your emotions, put on a brave face, a happy face, so that you don't upset anybody else.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I know. And it's like also like don't temper your joy either, like if you're living in your joy and living in your purpose and your passion, like you're going to inspire someone else. And um it's really a beautiful thing. So it's just like people don't want to brag. They don't want to like it's like you have to have a certain level of humility, obviously, but like you should just show up. Like it's all about showing up as whatever you're feeling.
Hmm. Yes, just letting those emotions out.
Hmm.
Yes. Oh, that is great. Well, this has been a great chat. Like, I feel so inspired by you, and I cannot wait to go see your place. Like, I'm gonna come and just
Oh, I would love
maybe have
that.
a good cry or just
Yeah.
celebrate something for whatever I'm feeling that day.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. And so I also have co-working. So like I'm trying to basically like show people like if you're a lawyer or if you're in marketing or if you're whatever and you're like working from home, because a lot of us are these days, that you don't have to be alone. And also like if you want to infuse your day with energy, like a lot of my clients who come here, they are lawyers, or I always say lawyers. My husband's a lawyer, my best friend's a lawyer. So like I'm surrounded by
Yes.
lawyers. But yeah, so they come, they take their calls, they do like their day job, and then they'll take a break and they'll pull some stickers, we'll pull oracle cards and do some meditations, we'll watch Sex in the City, like we'll do something to like feed our souls, and then they'll go back to their calls, right? So it's like this whole new way of being like, you can do your day job, but you can also have like who you are, which is something I wish I learned to integrate better when I was in corporate. And I think like the new generation, Gen Z, or what generation are we up to? They're inspiring the way, but I'm
Yes.
helping the 30, 40-year olds do it too.
Yes. Oh, we so need more of those faces. Oh my gosh. So, can you let our listeners know how they can connect with you more? Because I know they're definitely going to want to.
That would be great. Yes. So I am online at manaenergycollective.com, and I am on Instagram, which is the best way to follow me because again, I'm not very good at TikTok yet. Um, and I am at Mana, Energy Collective Official on Instagram, and that's the best way. But yeah, if you want to email me, it's on the website. I answer all the emails, and you can text the cell phone number on there too. Happy to do that. I do intuitive guidance and Reiki and sound healing. I do consulting too. So if like you're having a hard time, like you're in corporate and you're having, a bit of an issue with like what to do next, like we can do consulting. I can do that on Zoom. And I also do style consulting too. So like based on your energy, because again, I said like I've been every size, like I've been size 4 and size 18. So I love fashion and I love to make people feel good in the skin they're in. So, and I love shopping. So it's like something that I offer my clients too. So just fun little things. We can work together in however you want.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that either. That's really
Yeah.
cool. I will make sure all those links are in the show note. And again, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you so much. This was really fun.